what's good YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We're gonna be working on this GTI right here, and the owner of it is sorry. But we got the car all jacked up. We previously did this CTS intake right here, which was actually one of the better videos that we did. Yeah. And then you got his twin right there in the back, if you can't tell them apart. But we're gonna be working on the downpipe today. The box, where's the box? It's inside. Alright, let's grab that. Alright, open it all up.
Oh my god. There was so much more too. We took out like half of it. What? Yeah. Alright. I got 2 clamps. Whatever that's called. There should be another one. This.
Okay, so this is actual downpipe right here, right? And then what is this?
What? There's a high flow cat.
Downpipe, high flow cat. That's the adapter that goes into the exhaust?
Yeah, one goes into the downpipe, one goes into the rest of the exhaust.
Okay.
We should have 2 though.
2 clamps.
We had 2 last time when we looked at this.
No?
Oh, did you put it on already? Oh no, it already comes like this. Okay, there. Yeah, we're good.
Alright, so we got, this is how the entire setup is gonna look like. You got the V clamps right here, not the V clamps, but the whatever these are, and then it goes into this little adapter that goes into the exhaust. Then you have the high flow cat, and then you have the entire downpipe that goes straight up into the turbo, and that's way back here. So before we get into any of that, you gotta unplug the O2 sensor.
Yeah, it's like from up here you gotta like pull it out.
And then all of these clips right here. Yeah. So it is still pretty hot, so we're gonna give it a few minutes and then let it cool down. And then after that, get underneath the car. That's the fun part. You gotta get those bolts out, disconnect it. Why are you like this? Basically, just start unbolting everything and getting everything out so we can put the new stuff back in. So sad news, we were moving the E30 and pretty low car. I hit the front driveway and just completely ripped the front lip. I have it sitting right here.
Why'd you break it?
It was honestly your fault.
Yeah, I said this, you're gonna roll.
See, that's how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, and this guy even taped it a little bit.
No, that was me. Okay, one day I was coming up, I didn't expect the drive it to be that high, and now there's tape there.
Someone's taped back.
Now the entire lip is off. Alright, so first off, you just gotta unclip this, and then after that, I think this all just comes out.
Yeah, you should just pull out.
There we go. And then you can pull it out of the entire harness. There you go.
And then we just, I think there's one more down there.
Yep. And obviously you want to put this back on so you don't burn your wire. Got that. And now you just let that sit. Now we gotta loosen up this bolt right here. It uses an Allen bolt, but something smaller. I think it's a lot smaller than this one.
Hey, your mom watches this. What'd you say? Let's just pour some water on it.
So basically, you pull off that wire, you disconnect all of that. We have that sitting right here. And then we disconnect this clamp. It's still kind of seized on there, but we will kind of hammer that off. And now we're gonna jump to the bottom side and start unbolting everything that's down here. So just came to the bottom side and I loosened up this bolt right here, this one right here as well. We got those sitting down here. Now we gotta loosen up the bolts that are right on the opposite side of this. So, and you need to loosen those up, and then after that, start working on what's all the way up there, fortunately. So let's see if we can get our hands in there. But yeah, these are the easiest ones, so I loosen up this entire portion first. Okay. So currently working on these 2 bolts right now. These ones, we had to throw the WD-40 on there because they are super tight and they're a little bit rusted out for some reason. So.
And they're sitting on the top too, so it's a little bit harder to reach.
Yeah, so one of them came loose, but this one right here is, give me some. struggle. Yeah, the second one does not want to come loose.
Yeah, really shaking his face.
Yeah, but the first one came loose.
Hulk smash. Should we just spray some more WD?
No, it's not gonna do anything more after this. And now it's stuck on there. Nice.
So right now, we're taking off this bar so that he can get better spacing to pull this one out, because this bolt right here is just being stubborn, not coming out. So we're hoping we'll give us some more room, or give him room. And let's see how it goes.
We got that clamp off, so now we have this entire assembly loosened up from this side at least. So we got this moving around. Now we gotta go back to the top side. There's a bolt somewhere inside here that we need to loosen up, so we need to find that. And once we get that loosened up, we should be able to yank the entire system out in this direction, out the bottom of the car. That's what I'm thinking. Or too small. I think it's too small. Alright, there is sidewall that Nabil's trying to take off down there. This is the one I'm pulling off, right? There we go. That's the V-clamp. That was just seized on there, so I had to mallet it off. But now it should give me enough play to remove this as well, and then we can just start pulling everything apart. We got there's 2 clamps on the bottom on the actual exhaust, then 2 bolts on it's like a hanging mount. You take those off, and then there's that 1 bolt that's way down right in here. Kind of tricky to get to, but you gotta go from the bottom near the control arm, put your hand up there, get that off, and then once you have that and this wire, don't forget this wire, you can start pulling everything apart. So the issue we're dealing with right now is that same bolt that we just took off, which is way down there, for some reason that's just stuck on there, and even though we loosened it, this entire thing just does not want to come off, the entire downpipe. So we're just trying multiple things. We saw the video of another guy doing it, and he literally just popped it off in a few seconds. I'm not sure if he edited out the hard part, but your car's stupid, man.
Yeah, I know. Even this shit popped off. Look at this.
CTS at its finest.
I need to get this back on.
Bruh, that's not coming off. So we literally tried pulling out the entire downpipe for like the last 10 minutes, and then we found out there's a list of instructions, right? And in those instructions you see these little 2 bolts that mount the actual downpipe to the block. So we're gonna try to loosen these up right here. So 1 right there, 1 right next to it. We're gonna try to loosen those up, and then try to pull the downpipe again out after that to see if we can actually get it out. As of right now, not sure if you can see it, but we were pulling on it pretty good, and it wasn't budging. So now we're gonna try to loosen up these, see what happens.
We're having a campfire underneath.
We're all sleeping under the car today. Yeah, that nut is like in the most awkward spot. Right there. You can barely see it.
Yeah, I can barely see it. I see it. I see where your finger went though.
And a good 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, 10 minutes later, you got nuthead 1 and then nuthead 2 down there. Still trying to loosen up that nut.
I'm just a light holder. This is the one I have here.
So again, that bracket is way down there. I'm not sure if you can see it from this top angle. You can kind of see his hand. Actually, no, you can see his hand. But yeah, we're just trying to get that loosened up so we can get the entire downpipe out. Once we get that out, it's gonna be the easier part of throwing this back in, because this one does have less bolts. You just put the V-clamp up on this, put this back in, and then just clamp it up from the bottom, which is really easy to access, so that shouldn't be too bad. This mount, I don't think you're gonna be using it again once you put the new downpipe in there, just because it doesn't use the factory mounting holes, but we're almost there, 1 step at a time. The video that we did see did not mention this mount at all whatsoever, so we were just kind of shaking and trying to get it out, and then we noticed, hey, it's not moving. So we went and looked again. We found that there's another bracket that we need to loosen up, so now that's what they're doing. All right, so we got that bracket that was sitting right here in this darkness. Now we just need to start pulling everything out. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck on too much. You can see it's kind of stuck on the little shaft right here. That bracket is kind of stuck, so let's see if we can try pulling it out.
Now this is completely loosened up. You see how loose it is compared to before when we were trying to pull it. it was just not moving whatsoever. So now it's just about us trying to figure out a way to twist and turn and pull it up from the bottom. The things you gotta do to get stuff done.
I thought the control arm was bad. This is even worse. So basically, we watched the video, and the same video that we're kind of mad about. And in that video, they say, hey, you just take off 1 bolt, 2 bolts, 3 bolts, and the entire thing falls out. But in reality, there's like 6 extra bolts that they didn't talk about in the video. And as we're pulling things apart, we're just kind of finding them. And we just got the last one loosened up, I think. So let's see if we can... Oh, okay, yep, that bracket fell off. You guys should be able to pop the entire thing from the bottom. There we go. Yes, sir. Spin it, spin it.
Which way, which way?
Your left.
What?
Your left. Wait, hold on, which way are you sitting?
I'm saying like this.
Your right.
Okay.
Your right. This is the mount. So it basically mounts to the block right here, and then these 2 bolts mount to the downpipe. And getting these off was the biggest pain because they were just in a very tight spot, and you can barely see them from the top side, so you kind of gotta get them to the bottom. We went to the bottom, loosened up this one, and then eventually we kind of got a little bit more access like this, got to this one eventually. That's what we were struggling with, and that's why I was sitting on the engine bay. Okay, so we got the old one out. Now, all we need to do is get this piece off, switch over the V-clamp, sorry, the O2 sensor. The V-clamp needs to get switched over. And the main reason it was getting stuck is because of all these extra brackets, and then this entire piece is so big. But yeah, this thing was a pain to get out. Now, we just gotta throw the new one in. This one is a lot slimmer. So let's hope it fits in a little bit easier than that one had to come out. So we got these on, switch the O2 sensor up. Now we're just gonna start feeding it from the bottom side. Hopefully I can grab it from the top. So basically we just need to tighten this up, plug this back in, and then start tightening up everything on the bottom, and we should be good. It was a lot easier to put this downpipe back in because it's a lot smaller than it is to get the old one out. So just tighten this up as much as possible, and then get to the rest of the bolts, and we should be good. Alright, so before we plug it back in, I just want to quickly go over everything that we loosened up. So obviously we loosened up this first, and then those 2 bolts that were on that mount. Where's that mount?
The mount's over there.
Oh yeah, right here. So you're gonna loosen up the nut that's on here, the nut that's on this side, go on the bottom, right? And you're gonna loosen up these 2. Those 2 nuts should fall off. And then from there, after that, you got those 1, 2, and then you're gonna loosen this bracket up right here, and then take off that clamp right there. So once you get all of that, everything else should come out. It is gonna be a tedious process to get it out, but we just slid everything back in the same way we brought it out, tightened up those 2 right there, tightened up that clamp, and then tightened up the clamps that came with the new downpipe, which is right there, and then another one right behind this, underneath this bracket basically. So now obviously we just tighten everything back up. Now we just need to plug this back in. Now we got everything plugged back in. Moment of truth, start it up, but before we start it up, I do want to clean up. We have a bunch of tools just sitting everywhere, so get the car back down.
Are you starting it up?
You might as well, right, before you leave?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it actually. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start it up and see how it sounds. Hopefully there's no exhaust leak. Turn it off. We will take.
So loud.
That's loud.
How fast is what you
In the beginning, it sounds like a fart cannon, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that actually sounds good.
I didn't hear any exhaust.
No, you have to actually drive it because it's like echoing off of this.
Not even that. It's still cold. It's been sitting here for a few hours, so once it warms up, but
Fast, bro.
what do you think about
Thank
that?
you so much. I really, you
Okay.
did it all, honestly.
No. So basically, this is the downpipe plus a muffler delete and a resonator delete.
And then we have the tune.
So at this point, it's a straight pipe almost.
Yeah, and then
Because we have a high flow cat. If it wasn't a cat, it would be a complete straight pipe. But we have a high flow
where
cat.
I took my muffler and resonator out, he put in almost like 3-inch piping. So like almost the whole thing is 3-inch piping, and then we have 3.5 for the cat.
Yo, let's go football next week?
So that's your stock exhaust is not gonna sound like this. It is gonna make a difference, but that was a big difference compared to stock. So let's go ahead and clean everything up, get the car off the jack stands, and then we'll do a full audio clip and a drive-by of the entire thing. So I just cleaned up a little bit. I was super dirty, getting underneath the car and sliding around on the floor and stuff. But we're taking the car to a little back area, the same place I took the car last time when we finished his intake, and that way we can just get some good revs, some flybys, see how the car sounds. It is kind of obnoxious how loud it is now. It might be as loud as my car, if not louder, but I'm not sure how it sounds once it's like warmed up, because it was pretty much a cold start when we started it up. Alright, give it 2-3 good revs. Yeah, that's really loud. When you're driving in front of me and you're like hitting the gas and it like revs up real high and comes back down, dude, you can hear from a mile away. Yeah. Like that is super loud.
When you're going like, it rasps like,
That's amazing.
No, it's really loud. It was an annoying thing to do.
Dude,
but
honestly, big shout out to you. You did a lot of the work. Honestly, I couldn't have gotten this done without you.
No, even Akil stepped up, which is my brother. He came in, he helped a lot. And having 2-3 people, it was actually very helpful. And then we had like a designated tour guy. He was, hey, can you give me the 13 socket?
I did everything.
If he wasn't here, nothing would have been done.
We would have had to get out from underneath the car, go get the tools. Hope you guys enjoyed that little video. I think we all had fun today. And overall, the car sounds great, looks great. So hopefully you guys might see more of this car in the future. Definitely stay tuned. In the next video, we'll be jumping back to the E30. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace.